I want to talk about why we shouldn't take shortcuts. I feel like we live in a society today where everything has become so much more accessible. Everything has become so much more convenient for us. We see somebody with 1 billion followers on Instagram, and we see them post about it because it looks like they just got that success yesterday. But the truth is, you don't know what that person's been through. And the truth is, you don't even know if that person is really happy. So we live in a world today where we subconsciously compare ourselves to other people, and then we feel bad about ourselves. So that leads us to want it now. We want to have the money now. We want to have the success now. We want to have the glory now. We want to have the purpose now. You can't shortcut success. When you're taking shortcuts, that takes away from the equality of your achievements, right? If you do something and you win $1 million, but you shortcut your way to win that $1 million, internally, intrinsically, that success isn't going to really feel good because you know for a fact that you never worked to get it anyway. Embracing the journey, even when it's challenging, is going to lead you down a road with more sustainable long-term success. You see, when you're used to getting it out the mud, when you're used to struggling, when you're used to that challenge, it's gonna make you become so much more equipped for more life challenges to come. Because here's the thing, I hate to break it to you guys, this life stuff isn't gonna get easier. The older you get, the harder it gets. Whether it's you trying to work your way up in your career, whether it's you dealing with personal things in your family, whether it's you trying to work your way through a relationship, whether it's you going through a breakup, whether it's you just being broke, whether it's you trying to support someone that's homeless, whatever the case may be, we all have different circumstances, and it's not gonna get easier. And we make it so much more harder on ourselves when we shortcut. Because when we shortcut and it bites us in the behind, we take 2 steps back. You may temporarily move 1 foot forward, but you take 2 steps back after that. Because now you're compromising your integrity. Now you're compromising the raw, authentic side of yourself when you take that shortcut. So I encourage everyone to love the process, to be authentic in the process, to stay present and engaged in the everyday things so you can be successful the right way. And you have to start now. You have to start now. You have to push yourself to indulge in those daily activities. An accumulation of all those little things every day, that is what's gonna lead to long-term success. It's not the thing you do just 1 or 2 times a week. It's the things you do, it's the little things you do every single day that leads you to success. It's an accumulation of your daily activities that leads you to long-term success. And when you take shortcuts, you don't have the ability to navigate through challenges, because every time a challenge comes up, you think about a way to finesse. So let's just say you fell into a lot of money one day, but deep down inside, you know that you shortcut your way to get that money. So something happens and you end up losing all that money. So when you're in the mud again, you're not gonna know how to get that money back, because you don't know what it takes to go through challenges, because you're always shortcutting and finessing. But if you make $1 million the right way, the hard way, the challenging way, and you lose it, at least you have the acumen, at least you have the skill, at least you have the experience to make it all back. Nothing beats knowledge and experience. And the best way to obtain any knowledge or experience is by going through the process. It's by struggling through the process. It's by failing to succeed. When you take shortcuts, that causes cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is when your beliefs and your behaviors don't line up. They don't align at all. You believe one thing, and that one thing you believe is the right thing, but your actions are not lining up with that thought process. You're saying you want to go through the struggle. You're saying you want to go through the grind, but instead you shortcut. And what that does, that causes confusion within yourself. It causes you to lose your identity. It causes you not to know what direction you really want to go in your life. You need your behaviors and your mental state to line up. And when you take shortcuts, that can lead to unethical issues. Once you have unethical issues, then that's affecting your reputation as a human being. That's one of the only noble things you can carry as a human being is your reputation. So if you take too many shortcuts, then that negativity may come back around, and now you're viewed as an unethical individual. Now no one wants to hire you. Now no one wants to date you. Now no one wants to be around you because they know you're shiesty. Taking shortcuts, it's not worth it. You need to guard your reputation with your life, because we only have one life, just one. Stop taking shortcuts. If you enjoy the process, if you put in the work every day, every week, every month, accumulation of those monthly activities, those annual activities, those daily activities will lead to success. It's inevitable. It's one of the only ways that you can guarantee your success. One thing we can't predict is when we have that success. We don't know. We don't know when you're going to get that promotion. We don't know when we're going to get that breakthrough in your business and have those top end clients come in. You have to focus on what you can control. And what you can control is the little activities every day that lead you to success. That is what you can control. You can also control whether you decide to shortcut or not. But I encourage you not to do that. Love the process. The process is supposed to be difficult. It's not supposed to be easy. I'm sorry, guys, that social media has tricked you guys to thinking that this is supposed to be easy. If you want to do anything great in this world, anything great with your one life, you have to put in the work. You have to have uncomfortable moments every day, every week, every month to lead to that long-term success. The people who have the most sustainable success in this world, most of them have been grinding for 10 years. They got their 10 out, they put their 10,000 hours in. But with a lot of us, we like to put in, 20 hours. And then we're like, damn, I'm not having any breakthroughs. We do 20 to 30 hours of work and we're like, oh, I don't have any clients for my business. Oh, I'm not getting better at this. I'm not good at it. I'm just gonna try to, no. And that's another thing. If you try so many different things, you're never gonna be a master of one thing. You have to focus on that one thing for a long period of time. And that's what leads you to success. Not skinny dipping in all these other activities. Focus on the one thing. Like Jalen Hurts said, keep the main thing the main thing. When you take shortcuts, you hinder the actual process of receiving knowledge. When you take a shortcut, you don't acquire that skill. When you take a shortcut, you have a little knowledge, but you don't have all the knowledge. So when you take a shortcut, you don't really have the skills to do certain things in life. Like I use the example of $1 million. I'm gonna use that again. Yeah, you took a shortcut to make $1 million, but you don't really know how to make $1 million. But you know how to take a shortcut. So we're mastering ways to shortcut in this world, but we're not mastering the process of that one or two skills that we need to learn to become the best versions of ourselves. Fail first, fail fast. You have to fail to succeed. You have to hit your face on the ground and get up and get back up. And you have to become resilient, and you have to know how to navigate through challenges to have real, authentic success. Stop being lazy. And if you don't know what to do, find that one thing. Find that one thing that you are innately good at, that you would do every single day, even if you didn't get paid for. That's how you find your purpose. That one thing that you're naturally good at, that you would wake up to do regardless if you got recognition or paid for it. You find that one thing, you do it every day, you can't lose. You can't lose. But you have to do it every day for a long period of time. Stop shortcutting success. When you shortcut success, it's not real success. It's not. So stop it, please. And when you take shortcuts, so let's say you shortcut your way to that VP of sales position or to that CEO position of that company, right? So when people approach you and ask you questions, you don't even have the real bandwidth. You don't even have the real skills or knowledge to help anyone else out to answer those questions. You don't have the skill or knowledge to become a mentor for people. See, when you take shortcuts and you inauthentically end up in that top position, you're living a falsehood. You're not really being a king. You're faking it. And when you're faking it and you're in a top position, you're encouraging everyone else behind you to fake it as well. You can't fake it. You have to put in the work. And you have to encourage the younger people who are coming up as well to also put in the work. And the only way to be the best mentor to younger individuals in that specific field or area is to do those daily things, those monthly things, those weekly things, those annual things, those little things every day. That one thing that you're naturally good at, that you would do no matter what. You do those things, you do that thing every day. That's how you become great at it. But you don't become great by finessing or shortcutting or stepping over people in a negative way, because karma is real and it will bite you in the behind. And if you're in that top position because you shortcut, I guarantee you that success will be very short and it won't have a long stand of time. Stop taking shortcuts, guys. You have to put in the work. And it's okay that we have a lot of technology that helps us out. That's great. But use that technology for our benefit to put in more work. Use that technology to acquire more skills. We live in the social media era, the internet area, and we're transitioning into the artificial intelligence area. So use a lot of these things to obtain more knowledge at a quicker rate. But don't use these things to shortcut. Don't use these things to hack into things. You're assassinating your own character when you do that.